Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. Oh, all right. 4 people watching here. We're just doing some testing. We're trying to make fun stuff happen on screen here. So I'm working with the production manager. They can't hear you, right? All right. Streaming superpowers, he says. Yeah, so it's just like Angry Astronaut, where you could see him go, hold on a second. I'm just getting word, you know, those, yeah, let's make some fun stuff happen. Let's see if it's, yeah, well, am I able to, see, it doesn't do a pinch zoom on that one. Yeah, there it is. It's not quite as zoomed in as it is when it's front face or vertical. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I like being the cameraman. It's going to be weird not having the other. Uh, oh, I'm hearing myself echo here. Oh, see, I've got stream coming through on the one listening to myself, but I can't turn it down because I've got you on that one. I want to reboot. Okay, we're gonna have to close out of that on that phone anyway. I've got the Bluetooth connected to the one phone, and that's where the audio was coming through. So I was hearing an echo of myself. Yeah, it. Whoa. Yeah, there it is. It gets unplugged. Sure, that audio is down too. Yeah, I've got to remember when I'm streaming that I can't have the audio coming from the one that I'm watching because then it does this loop where it just intensifies, gets more screechy, and then loops and loops and loops and loops. Oh, yes, you are correct there. We've got call media. Okay, to the Bluetooth down. And that's usually what I do. So it looks like it shouldn't take very long to get this all set up and running and to get me live talking to people. I see the little bar at the bottom there. Well, I'll know if you add any stuff because you won't be able to delete it. That's really the only difference. What about if you stop the processing? Yeah. And at the same time, I'd be able to go, this son of a, he just did this thing, and then I could just take the privileges away and then get a hold of the Google. Yeah, eat a throat pop from Jay. Some of the things this guy says with his accent, or the dialect, I should say, you crack me up, man. No, nobody's chatting. Right. Yeah, there's four people in here. Right, no dogs, no dogs. We're doing some testing, so this is if people pop in and they want to chat in the chat, that's fine. If they don't want to, that's okay. They can just watch the process unfold. I've been talking about how big things are coming and we're going to start making things more interesting on screen. And it's not just going to be my son's tablet at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be digital stuff that's interactive. And this is the first step towards that. All right. Is that something the users would be able to do too, or just the studio? Rocky the Littlest Ghost is in here. What's up, Ghost? I know this is your usual watching time, but this is an unusual streaming time for me. We're doing some studio testing here. I got the producer on the phone. So if you want to stick around and see weird stuff happen on the screen, stick around. If you don't want to, no worries. We'll be live tomorrow morning, regular time. We're gonna try to make some fun stuff happen though, so we get to see more stuff. Arrivals. This is fun, at least to look at. Hey, there he is. That's fun. I like that. Yeah. Some shout outs. I like that. Hmm. Yeah. What about like you hear of some streamer bots, they get like those games playing? Is that something we can do too? Oh, your wallet's crying, Ghost. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. One sec here. Shut off. I got it. I got it. I saw you miss it. Yes. I'm also live streaming. We're messing around with the studio. Dana says hi. Yes, we're messing with the studio. He says, "Hi, Dana. I hope you're doing well." So, yeah, I've got him in the Bluetooth, and the live streams over there. We're messing with the studio thing for the remote access, and we're just putting stuff on screen and so. But it's a live test, so we're doing it live. Yeah. What was the question? I said, so you ended up doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. There's right, not the top permission, second to top permission, and then there's like redundant firewalls that Google has. And then if anything happens, I can revoke the permissions like on the spot immediately and recover any lost data within 28 days via YouTube and the Google. So there's not really any risk on my part to not, accept the help. But it doesn't make any sense. Excuse me. Oh, we got your name up on screen, Dana. Eating is required. Yeah. This is fun. Like I might get caught up watching my own live stream do fun crap instead of entertaining the viewers. Okay. I would have to be watching it on one of my other devices though, because the way it's looking now is just the cameraman for the stream device. And in order for me to see the other stuff, that's not just the cam stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's all right, but once in a while, YouTube is kind of tricky about it, and they will like freeze up chat or something. So I have to restart, but I don't know until I figure it out, unless somebody tells me like you're missing stuff. Oh, okay, yeah. But it's only going to show on the one I'm not streaming on anyway. Like you said, essentially that phone becomes I become a cameraman for that phone, and then all this other stuff is happening, but I can't see it on the one that's filming, which is fine because for most of the time it's set up on a tripod or something so that I'm not wiggling it around and creating all kinds of fuzz. And so far as there's been no issue with the Wi-Fi or anything like that. Yes, you do. And we retracted it. Oh, no worries. Yep, we can run all the tests. Okay. For a coin flip, I could easily flip a coin. Yeah. But a digital one on screen, that'd be cool. All right. I see the little guy there. Is there any way to make that much bigger? That dice is so small. Cool. You take that element and zoom in. There's a lot of empty space there, which is what I wanted. There it is. So yeah. Oh, yeah. I see that. Yeah. The physics needs to be changed because it's now changed. the density and mass. Shaky, shaky, shaky. It's going to take some getting used to not look over at that phone looking to see chat. But I think it'll be helpful. Yes. Okay. All right. I mean, I probably have to mess around with it. Yeah. I'm still watching. Yeah. That's the only screen with action on it. Sure. Yeah, we could do coins or whatever we. I mean, what other fun stuff that we have uh, that's interactive? You know, things that get the viewers engaged in that empty space that might be near Zoom's head or something. And a lot less empty space. Would we be able to make the camera feed bigger and then fill up some space around it? Like let's, for example, here, hypothetically, Zuma takes up this space, right? Can we fill up this area and like add something up here that's kind of interactive? We'll scoot this over just for theoretical empty space. Yeah. Well, take your time. We want to get this right so that it's not, we don't have to fucks with it during normal hours. So I just know that when we're out and about or when we're in the house, typically there's a focus, like the couch, right? So any area on the walls, any area below the couch where the dogs aren't currently stepping is dead space. It's wasted on the camera. Oh, cool. Yeah, I did something similar with that picture that I used for my default stream picture, typically. The one that's up there. If you look at it on the tablet, you'll see it's got two pictures of Zuma. If you're looking at it on a mobile device, you only see the one, and the TV, you see everything. Um, but it was a sticker, and the AI within my phone let me edit a picture and then grab it as like a crop, basically like the lasso tool. It just grabbed it. It just selected it. When I tried to do it with my face, it left the hat out. So there's got to be a decent amount of contrast. Yeah. See, I like that for shout outs. Right. And that would probably go way at the top. Because the actions were the fireplaces, yeah. Is, can we change the opacity as well? I don't know how advanced the stuff is. I mean, this sounds like a simple thing to ask, right? Like a silly question. Of course we can change the opacity, but maybe. You're right. It would seem simple. You know, it's something they do when you edit a YouTube short and you want to put text in it. You can make an, oh, change the opacity of the bar. And in some people's streams, I see a streamer bot that helps engage the viewers with things like gamble commands, roll the dice, heist, plunder, streamer bot, whatever else. I've heard of a couple different. I've seen people have multiple streamer bots. Oh, there's the opacity. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. No, there's good contrast with the background there. Real dark in the background, so the white lettering goes well against it, and it's not black blocking anything within view. That's dead on. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Clear off some of this spot here and just roll some dice right on the counter. Hmm. For something that size, I don't think the boundaries matter that much. I think it bouncing around the screen everywhere is kind of fun looking. But I mean, if we had a specific focus, like for instance, we've got a specific focus here. The fireplace is our acting focus. So like it would be helpful to have the boundaries in this particular case. But that's not always going to be the case. I think more times than not, just having it randomly bounce around the screen will be better because there's not going to be. How many dice can we get on the screen? Can we play Yahtzee with this one? Five. Five dice for Yahtzee. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So it's doable, but it is a little challenging. I was just curious, you got the one dice, which is cool, but I'm watching both. All right. Ah, cool. Yeah, I like that. Oh no, definitely having some action things happening. Like if somebody subscribes while I'm live streaming, I've seen that before too. It makes something happen on screen to the people who are viewing. That would eliminate me needing to touch a soundboard, which is what I used to do when I regularly live streamed. Well, I wish you guys could see this here, chat. This studio side of it is fascinating. Is it a Mar? Oh, it's Mars. You were literally saying like it looks kind of like a cupcake or like a bun, like a dinner roll. Looks kind of like a dinner roll. It doesn't look much like Mars because it's got no reference. There's no. There it is. Now it looks like a Mars. Okay, less like a dinner roll. Now that it's got some motion, it looks. Mhm. I thought it was having pretty quick days. Yes, I see the shadow. Oh, so that's how they do the VR 3D. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so they pop out. Yeah, that can be an attraction feature capable of being viewed in VR, you know? Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I see that. I definitely do see how I will use the words that he used, infinitely complex that it becomes. 4-sided, 6-sided, 20-sided, 8-sided, 12-sided, 10-sided. A lot of different dice on there. Oh, so I'd be able to like decorate the 6 sides of that there cube and it would spin around or something on screen? Okay. Kind of like an old Microsoft screensaver. Yeah. The more elements you add, the more complicated it becomes. Okay. And the physics, you change the physics of the digital screen. Yeah. Yes. I remember the two screen capture. I was viewing vertical, but I liked how organized the screen looked. It was simple, but it was organized. Action in the top, action in the middle, where to go for different kinds of action at the bottom. Very, very clean, to the point. Okay. Yeah, he had mentioned at one point that he had like 900 viewers or something like that. And I looked up and I was like, there's only like 65. But I guess the horizontal stream is more popular than the vertical frame. Hmm. So, how about the elephant in the room here? I've seen it pop up and I've just kind of let it pass by. My mic is way too loud. Either the camera. Oh yeah, we're hitting red here every time I talk, and I'm barely speaking up at all. If I were to give somebody a shout out, it would likely make their phone go do like the crackling noise because it's too loud. Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Much better for the sensitivity. Absolutely. Yeah. I noticed that too with the phone. The microphone is just so sensitive. Like if I get loud, forget you might not even hear what I'm saying because if I get next to the phone, I'm reading comments. All right, this is the typical distance I would be from reading comments, and this is a typical voice that I would be reading it at. And then I give somebody a shout out, and I'd say, "Hey, ghost, ghost in the building." So, do you see the bar go up and down to the red in there? Really sensitive. Yeah, and I like how I'm capable of speaking through the Bluetooth. I'm assuming you had no issues hearing me when I stepped into the other room to turn off the TV. No? Yeah. So much better than the microphone, the phone there being stagnant. Yeah. Sometimes he's not too much into just ditching his clothes, but sometimes, yeah, he does like to just jump on camera, and I'm like, get out of here. Wouldn't that be as easy as hanging up the phone on this other one? So I would kill the camera, but you would still be the studio would still be broadcasting. That's what you're saying. Right. Okay. And I killed the camera, and that's essentially what that would do if I shut down Video Ninja. Okay. Yeah. I've killed the camera, but the audio is still live. Right. So that I would kill the Discord call, and then it would end the audio. All right. The camera back on. Right. 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 But the assumptions that we wouldn't be having, I wouldn't be on Discord every single time that I'm live streaming. We'll work these kinks out. Yeah. I just have to remind myself that what I'm saying out loud can be heard by you, and you can't be heard by the stream. So if I'm trying to explain why I'm saying something out loud, then I want to use some context. That's all. I don't. Pop off for a soda or coffee. Yeah. Hmm. Is there an option to change that sound into something else? Like a dog? You can make a dog bark? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, like you can set it up to the space bar. I like that. Okay. Yeah, it gives you the code color. Yeah. And again, within reason, it's exponentially more challenging. um, yeah, yeah, yeah. On the fly. Definitely difficult. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So there would you've got uh defaults basically, or like a saved profile that you pull up depending on um, who you're producing at the time. All right. So I could get one camera going by standstill and then be like I could be outside with one dog and filming the other two from inside the house. That's cool. Right. Everything within reason. Everything in moderation. Absolutely. Hi, Goat. How's it going, buddy? We're doing some studio testing here, if you can't tell right away. Yeah, let's put them up on the screen. Woo woo. Goat in the house. One too many letters. We're getting there. We're getting there. That's why we're testing. We want to figure this out outside of the regular streaming hours. But it's fun to watch if you want to stick around and watch. I've got yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm I'm happy with your sudden appearance. This is more than I ever could have asked or hoped for. So I'm impressed and definitely grateful. 8 unique viewers is not bad. They tend to just pop in and part of the issue I have with um not having the comments on the phone streaming directly and doing it the remote way is that the other devices experience that lag that isn't there. But I'll get used to that because I typically watch the other device anyway. I've got the producer here in the studio. We're remotely working, testing out the studio from remote location. So I've got him in my ears. You guys can't hear the producer in the studio. I can hear them. So if it seems like I'm having a conversation with myself, I am not. It just sounds like I'm a little bit crazy and talking to the voices in my head. I assure you, we're doing some studio stuff, and I've got them on Discord talking to them. It says there's 3 people chilling in here. Well, no, there's 2. One of them's probably me. Yeah, one of them's probably me. The other one's probably Zuma. So now there's nobody. We scared them all away. Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling bored and you want to screw around with um, making some of these elements, like you were speaking about the dice that could rotate around, and you wanted a picture for that. Uh, I mean, feel free to mess around and make some interesting stuff happen on my behalf. And like I've said before, I'm pretty well versed in technology, and I'm sure I could figure this out. I don't have the resources to have the hardware to do the software. It's just it's out of the budget. It's not financially doable thing, and I don't really have a reason. I don't have enough need for that at the moment to support being able to use that kind of the budget for something like that. If that makes sense. And hopefully this makes your missus, feel a little bit better about himself. He gave me permission to destroy him. But only kind of. Ooh, bugs that. Forgot one. Well, there's the full button. It was cutting off the edge over there. Like that whole menu would have been cut off. I found the expand button over there. And we've figured out how to change it to horizontal vertical, right? At this point, it should just be a matter of moving the phone. Can we test that out live here? Give that. Oh, there we are. Camera moves. Okay, yeah. Typically, that is the form that I'm filming in. Uh, for the horizontal. Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, I'm ready to take that leap of faith and give you the trust that you need in order to make this happen at the level that we're trying to make it happen. Why would I tie your hands and also ask for your help? That's crazy to me. So if you want those permissions, I'll give them to you. If you think it'd be more comfortable not having them, yeah, like I said, I'm ready to take a leap of faith and trust you with this side of it. So I don't see why I would tie your hands while trying to give you all the permissions to help me. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And with the redundancies in place that YouTube's got, the ability for me to revoke the privileges, it just doesn't make any sense for me to hold back. I tend to take a chance on people, sometimes even against my better judgment and my gut feelings. I'm like, maybe I'm just being paranoid. Money, money, money. Yep. Yeah, it's got some physics. And of course within reason, but at some point, could we have viewers interacting with those things, or is that like above? Ooh. Yeah. That really seemed to keep the streamer bot seemed to keep viewers engaged when the streamer was otherwise AFK. So for like Warzone content, at some point the streamer's gonna lock in and you can't be reading chat and trying to snipe people out. It's real tough to do that. We're sticking around. Typically, I don't hang up unless I've said goodbye, which I don't even like to say. I like to say I'll see you later. Goodbye is kind of final. If I gave you permissions to the community channel, could you do that? Well, the Google permissions is where I would draw the line because Google gathers so much stuff that I'm just not comfortable with. I don't know how much they gather, so I'm not comfortable. Yeah, a terrible amount. Exactly. Yeah, more than I'm comfortable with knowing about, let alone giving out. I mean, she's got her own email. Zuma's got her own email. She's got her own Cash App card. So it's not like I'd be losing much either by giving permissions over to that, but I don't know from one Google account to the next, if I switch, and I say, "Oh, I want to read this email," you know, are you now tracking my location because I didn't switch back to my other email? Like that's where my paranoia goes. No, no, that's too many questions. I can't handle that kind of permission. But for Discord, yeah. For YouTube, yeah. Absolutely. Whatever the process takes at your leisure, I'm not trying to rush it at all. I'm loving the progress that I'm making, and it's exponential as it is. And to go from nothing to seeing all this on screen, that's exponential growth in my eyes. So, and I don't want to tie your hands trying to help me out with this and make it look more interesting and appealing. Emily. Oh, no worries. And we can check out here and explore the ending it testing session of this, and then you can get some sleep and get a fresh crack at whatever you want in the morning. Mess around with it tonight if you're still up, whatever. let's let's get let's figure out how to do it where I have control over ending it on the studio side. The first option, yeah. Because the other one's easy. The other one's just a click of a button, and you're just AFK streaming. Okay, let's see. So I would have to. Oh, that didn't end anything, so that's all right. It's still up there. Yeah. Okay. Because I've exited out of that particular app. Okay. So I would need to get another tab, and it wants to do the app. It keeps bringing me back to the app. Can We've got youtube.com/account. So that doesn't seem to be the place. I've got it set up on my other phone where I just click it and it goes to the Chrome page. But I don't have it set up on this one. Dashboard. All right, let's see. I've gone to the permissions here. It's showing me and you. I'm gonna up your permissions though. While I verify it's you. Make a little double check. Notification here. Check your phone. Yes, that was me. That's the number it's given me. I didn't have to hit save that time, it looks like. So you should have gotten that email there that you permissions. We'll close out of that one. Uh, Content would be the button. It's not showing me that one in the app. Content. Okay. Well, let's try. Where? Did I exit out of it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, let's end it out. See you later, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for stopping by.